All right. No time to waste. We've been wasting too much time playing. What was it like that? All right. So I got that set up. Let's go Phoenix. We're gonna ignore my late message. All right. Whatever. My passing to playing stats. We are IB IBE 694. Is that Iberia? Cost index of 5. Our cruise will be 360. Win. Go win request.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Let's go to return. That's ours, isn't it? Oh. Return. Let's go. Next page. Zero fuel weights. 9. 33.6. And block fuel is going to be 15.78. There we go. Gosh. Puppies having dreams. Let's go to flight plan. Let's go LICC. 8. LAMD going. I want to do ILS. Let's do do a low. Oh, RNAs. RNAs are always fun. Let's do RNAs. RNA. Let's Licc-Lemd. Oh no. Wait. Oh, I'm looking for the wrong thing. I was looking at the wrong thing, guys. Sorry. Oh. Whatever. Performance. Let's go. Departure. Calculate. Collapse 3. Wow. Wow. Let's connect to our IBE 694. 320. I think I set my own. See. Oh, okay, whatever. Don't switch anything. Get Vatsim radar up. Okay, let's go Atlanta. Start a new flight. Got a flight plan.
Boarding requested.
I want to go to Barcelona. It'd be fun to do a cross trip from Barcelona to Lisbon. I got a couple. Oh, I got Izmir. That's how. Maybe do a flight from. What's that one? Oh, LPM8. We're going to that one too. Oh, Santa Cruz. The Madeira. Is it Madeira? I'm an EU bird. Nah, my Euro nerds. I love you guys. Even though you guys are so hardcore into Sims, you're fun to role play with too. Let's start the APU.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Ciao, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass inserted.
Passengers boarding starting.
How many people do we have on this flight? Look. How many souls do we have? I don't see souls. 150 freaking 5. Should do Ryanair. Oh, it is. Oh, Morocco. That's another one I want. I want to G. I want the Casablanca radar. The Casablanca, whatever it's called.
Passengers bus is coming.
Oh, as for the flights, look at you just going forward. I should have gone over here. I meant to go there.
Passengers boarding starting.
Weather's nice weather. Croatia. Be a fun one. I'll be back. Article. Tit-tit-tit-tit. Right. Tit-tit-tit-tit-tit-tit. Look at that.
Please set passing brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Let's go flying, boys. I'll shut my lights off after I get back from eating. I don't care. Oh, scratch up my few fleet off. I'll get it later. I'll load this one out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it to index. I gotta go eat. So I'll pause going on. Sorry. Peace. All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna go eat. Holy crap! What happened? Oh. Okay. I was eating. I was eating. Why are you doing this to me? I don't know. I don't know how to get rid of them. What? Sure. Let's hear it. I'm all for crazy. Hold off. I gotta do something. I gotta feed the dogs. All right, let's hear it. I'm back. Airflow should be coming on. Well, only thing that showed for me what you said was, "Oh, here, hey, want to hear something crazy?" Then after that, all I got was, "Once I can do that, I finally have hot water again." Let me go to YouTube Studio. Weird that I cut it off. Uh, yeah, no, it did not even show what you did. Oh, oh no! Night. Oh, sorry, I got Nightbot. Let me fix it. I don't know. I got Nightbot, and I'm slowly working on this channel as I go. I can fix this quick. There we go. Yep. This flight is. I wanted to do this flight for so long. Okay, it's not taking me where I want to go. We're going to. We're going the wrong way. We were headed to Africa for a sec. Oh, nice. Did it just have to be drained? Or do you think there is a sensor? Yes. That could be it. One. I wonder why everything's all messed up. That makes sense. Yeah, get it fixed. Get that hot water. Nice hot showers. Oh, they're the best. Ryder, what are you playing? What are you doing rolling on my bed? Gotta clean my room. I usually clean my room when I'm flying. Nice. Getting closer. How do you like my new logo I made for my channel? I love it. I love my logo. Why is... Let me go to Nightbot quick. I'm gonna fix that. Let me fix the chat moderation. Excessive caps. I don't care. 2 caps. Oh, let's get that. Let's pick that up. There, you should be good now. Oh, yeah, clean dishes and everything. The other thing I looked at Navigraph. You're totally added on a half hour to my flight. 2 hours, 6 hours. So we should be there by 8:30. There's a big old event going on. I feel like I should just... Oh my god. Tower ground. Approaching. Departure. There's a big Vatsim event going on. I should have gone. I'm gonna go points. .7. Are you able to talk now? I don't know how to untime people out. Let me fix it. On. There you go. There you go. Put you as moderator for now. Oh. Oh, actually, I want to see the scenery. Right. That link work. It does work. Wants to do a cabin. Let's do a cabin. Do a cabin view. All right, guys. Here you go. If we let's shut the look at this. Look at this. Iberia. You get a 2.5. You get almost 3 hour flight with no TV. Get a raw dog it. Oh, you get Wi-Fi. Cabin tour. I can't. Oh, I am going to be buying the Airbus 300 because I want to do UPS ops. We may be doing that tomorrow. The 300. Oh, what's it doing? Oh god, we're going 400 miles per hour. What is going on with my game? I should just buy the 300. Go up. That was cray cray. We're not doing cabin tours while we're. I don't role play anymore. Uh, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I lost connection. I'm gonna have to get me new internet cables, I think. It's all your fault. Look at that windshield. Dirty. What? Okay, have fun. Have fun with your horsies. Have fun. Who messaged me? Who flight? Oh, have fun with your horsies. Horses are just terrible creatures. Oh no, I've been happy not role playing lately. Cornhole. Maybe my flight will actually get us out of this damn island. Let's get out of this godforsaken island. Oh, tomorrow's Saturday, guys. Just let you know that. Or if you're one of my favorite Euro nerds, it is already Saturday. I love my Euro nerds. I love them so much. Hour and a half till we get down to the floor. Here's Hunter. Guys, I think I should let my puppy out. Potty. Bad autopilot. Bad autopilot. In connection. My internet that being bad lately? Net. No, it's back. Internet's acting funky. What to give me? Brr. No, screw this. We're not doing this. We're gonna fly the. I'm flying the A300. I got mad. I don't know why. I'm Lou. Be right back. Okay. We're flying. Screw that flight. We're ending that. I want to buy the A300 right now. Don't know why. My internet's being a joke. We're gonna let this download, and I am going to go bathroom. Well, it's an update for the 350. I should just try. All right, I'll be back. It's only 3 gigs. Peace.
realistic connected.
Sorry, guys. This has been a crappy stream. Like a very crappy stream. Internet issues. I want to check some stuff out. I don't know. Oh, there we go. This could be fun. I thought I installed the. Sorry. Why didn't it show the UPS operator? Variant operator PW. That's UPS. Showing KMSP because I want to do a my. This is my test flight. You guys gotta watch my test flight. So it'll be. Let's go UPS 411. Be the A300. A300F 6R. What is that? Three. UPS is right there. Okay, that's right. That was. UPS 411. It's an A300. What is it for? It's I can free file network and I'll see it. It's an A306. That's what it is. A306. It's my plane. I don't know why it's like that. But here, guys, you got to see how I set up camera views if you want to know how to do that. So let's just load up. I'll be back. All right. See.
Your crew has boarded.
All right. So our cost index of this flight will be 24. 3,100. EPS 411. Okay. Cruise. I don't care about that. Okay, block fuel. Block fuel 18.2. Serial fuel weight 286.7. Oh, that's what I want to do. Always works. Edit flight plan. All right, going IL or not DL 12 left. One takeoff, 12 left. R RST1. Insert. KORD, let's go. Wait, so let's see. Let's go ILS via. Let's go Volga. Very simple to fly this plane. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Takeoff approach, that's what I want. Alright. So we go here. Takeoff. Gonna sync. Calculate. We're looking at 140 flat flex 63 want. So 146, 148, 146. 146, 148. Eight, yeah, it's close. Oh, whatever. So I think I don't know what all this extra crap is. But it's really annoying the hell out of me. It has my plane facing the weirdest way. The way UPS is. Yeah, FedEx here. And I thought FedEx IRL. I should be right there. So I did my bad. And over there, that's where Amazon loads. I'm not flying on Vatsim with this. I'm not flying on Vatsim with this. So I learn it. ILS. Okay. Yeah. Let's what's the idiot that throw? I should watch a video how to fly this. Let's get. All right, where's the APU? Start. I wanted to go on Vatsim. See what happened. Oh crap! Not this one. Starting. UPS is gonna catch on fire. Okay, once I figure out how this works, air, A cart, ATC. Hang on, status. Okay. I like this. I like this. Squawk is 6721. So okay, that works. Okay. How many? We're doing this all airplane. There it is. Okay. Okay, let's. Anything I see off's going on. Auto heater's on. I think we're ready to go. Why can't I see my feet? I don't understand. Let's figure this out. Okay. So okay, Kath. No. I think I want on nav. Oh, shall I watch the video? I don't know what that means. Let's go. Yeah. That's landing gear, up, down. APU. Flaps. That's true. No, whatever. Help up, alright, I don't care. What's that? I don't know why that's not working. I'll be back. I got a dog. We're gonna learn how to fly this, guys. YouTube video time. You can see what I do. A300. Golden Dark. The 32-minute video. Can we please make it a once?
You might have a reverse axis. If you do, you want to toggle yes, and then you want to set your calibrations based on your reverse axis as well. However, I don't. I've got the honeycomb Bravo, therefore the answer to that question is no. To start your calibration, all you're going to do is press this button here, and then you'll see set idle position highlighted. So find idle on your throttles. For me it's set where it is at the moment, 0%, and we press set idle position like so. So we select that button there to say that's good, we'll set it. And then it moves over to toga. So we're going to move our throttle positions to toga and then click accordingly. Done. If somehow you manage to mess it up, just press that button there to reset your throttle.
Oh, wait, and balance. Let's go.
Next, if you have a Navigraph subscription, you can click the Navigraph tile and follow the steps to connect your Navigraph account into the EFB. It's one step basically. You scan the QR or put the code into their website to connect it all up, and then it will log you in and allow you to access the charts inside the EFB. Got the master sounds turned to maximum and the interior sounds turned to, and press that and the aircraft comes
What? Oh, I did that.
to life. So battery 1, 2 and 3, pop those back to automatic,
Yep, I did that.
and galley shed is on at the moment, but it's fine. After engine start we will turn the galley power on like so. But for now the more important stuff, nav 1 or ADRS 1 to nav, ADRS 2 to nav, ADRS 2 to nav. We can see on the left all the spoiler and speed brake hydraulic systems, pitch field rudder travel, slats, flaps, servos, all low pressure and faulting. That's fine. The hydraulic systems there, low pressure. That's all okay. We're going to pop the nav lights on to show that we've got power to the aeroplane down in the external lights section of the overhead panel, and we can pop the window heaters on as well.
Okay, I did that.
Heat can stay off as well.
Probably
And then
needs
down here, emergency exit lights onto arm. We can pop the standby compass light on if we wish, and we can see the green lines of the aircraft's overhead panel show you the flow of each bit, whether it's power or hydraulics or air going through
Cool.
the packs on the overhead panel. So currently none of the packs are on, and you can see pack 1 and pack 2 are faulting, and crossfeed bleed is on as well. When we get the APU on in a little while, we'll see the APU bleed come online, and that green line will then illuminate in this little box, and it will show APU bleed moving through that little box and then up to the crossfeed before making its way up to the pack valves up here. So it's a really good way of understanding the systems underneath the aeroplane and how they interact with On the left, just above the captain's heads, you've got the no smoking signs, pop them on automatic, and after fueling we'll pop the seatbelt signs on. For now, we can make sure we've got all our lights set up accordingly. So down here we've got the Twizzly dial underneath the rudder trim. That's going to allow us to set up some of our lights for the pedestal and the panel and the overhead lights. And then we've also got, just to the side of the FCU, the PFD brightness screen and the nav display contrast and brightness as well. So we can spend a little time setting it up depending on the lighting conditions.
Hmm.
clear the master caution just in case we get any others, and we can turn our attention now to the FMC. So align IRS, those 3 IRS switches we've just clicked, they're ready to align, but they're not yet going to start the align process because we need to give it a little bit of information first. Like a lot of other aeroplanes in the sim, we've got to initially tell the aeroplane where we think we are. So we are at Manchester, Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, and we're going to fly to London Heathrow, Echo Golf Lima Lima. So we'll hit that button, press return, and then align IRS becomes visible. We're going to press.
Wait, what?
Going align IRS. Those 3 IRS switches we've just clicked.
Yeah.
They're ready to align, but they're not yet going to start the align process because we need to give it a little bit of information first. Like a lot of other aeroplanes in the sim, we've got to initially tell the aeroplane where we think we are. So we are at Manchester, Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, and we're going to fly to London Heathrow, Echo Golf Lima Lima. So we'll hit that button, press return, and then align IRS becomes visible. We're going to press the 4th button down on the right hand side alongside align IRS, and because we've clicked it in the memos now, IRS in align. So they're going to work away
Oh.
to get all of that sorted out.
IRS is how long that sucks.
Menu, ACARS, and with that SimBrief
Oh.
integration that we've been speaking about already, we can request SimBrief. Bingo. Alternate Bournemouth, and then we can just go ahead and put in other bits of data around the flight plan that is installed or uploaded in. Then we can go ahead and put in any data that is missing from our flight plan that's just uploaded into the FMC. So
A lot of pilots there.
across the decks of
Oh, I love that.
flight crew for this set to flight level 190, and we are flying the Osprey Airways scheduled service to London Heathrow. It's Osprey 101 Alpha flight ID. And we need to think of Dean, as we can see, average cruise winds, average ISA, all of this we should be familiar with from various other aeroplanes in the sim that we've been enjoying for the last couple of years. FinRes plus alternate is 4.036 or 4036, which is basically just 4.0. 4.1 if you really want to round it up would be good. And a block flights, basically just 4.0. 4.1 if you really want to round it up would be good. And a block fuel 9246. Initially though, we want to look at our routing. So runway 23 right, Samba 1 Romeo to Samba, November 859 to Honolly, and then the Honolly 1 Hotel. A super simple route, and it all fits on the FMS, the FMC here.
Well, L.
So to import the rest of it, the SID and the star, we need to select EGCC, select SID, and the A300 wants you to filter
Wait,
the
what?
runway first.
I wasn't paying attention.
Route, and it all fits on the FMS, the FMC here on one page. So to import the rest of it, the SID and the star, we need to select EGCC, select SID, and the A300 wants you to filter by runway first and then work into the
27C.
So we know we are going to depart on runway 23 right because of the weather. So we select that first, and then we can select our SID, our standard instrument departure. And it's that Samba 1 Romeo.
I lost SimBrief.
So, and we can press insert. GPS primary, by the way, is popped up because the IRS is finished aligning, and the aeroplane now knows precisely where we are in the world. So we can just clear that memo. There's our departure. Up to Samba. Clear that. And then we've got the routing through Yutuxa down to Honolly, and then Heathrow. With the weather at Heathrow at the moment, we can select the star. We're going to select runway 27 right because that's what we're actually using in real life at Heathrow at the moment, and we're going to select Bovingdon. Now how do we know that? Well, go to the charts now, which are suddenly on your screen. We can see the weather on the left-hand side of that Navigraph chart input. And here is the arrival. So the
Alright, guys,
we're going
select.
to be doing later on. We'll go into it more detail, but because this is a short route, we want to set this up now. We're going to go Honolulu, down to Tobid, then transition through here and Leisure. We're going to look at this data. We're going to work back to back for whatever reason and runway. So
Right at
we're
that.
here and we're thinking about inputting our performance state low quite quickly. While we're looking, sure all the data is correct first. It's not. You may have noticed the surface is dry and it's clearly raining. So we'll click that button there on surface, conditions to wet, and now look at the difference between V1 rotate and V2 when we recalculate. There we go. While we're here and we're thinking about inputting our performance data, we're going to also set our altimeter accordingly. So you can either press the keybind of B, which a lot of people like to use, or you can turn your attention to your altimeter and you can set your QNH accordingly.
Okay.
Is high to low, down you go. We talk about it all the time because if you go from standard pressure, which is QNH of 1013, to an area of very low pressure like we have in the UK currently, we've already discussed, QNH of 978, look what happens to the altitude here, the pressure altitude.
Oh.
Look at that for a drop. A huge change in pressure altitude there, so you can find yourself very low quite quickly. While we're looking at this, we're then going to cage the standby horizon. So we'll pull that out and let it wiggle away. And you'll notice the flight control panel here for the autopilots are all blank. Now the IRSs have been aligned, what we can do is look up, pitch trim 1, 2 goes on, yaw damper 1 and 2 both go on, and ATS both go on as well.
Yay.
That then gives us power to the autopilot system. Press DH, set -5, do the same for the first officer's side.
Wait, do that again.
Here for the look at that for a drop. A huge change in pressure altitude there, so you can find yourself very low quite quickly. While we're looking at this, we're then going to cage the standby horizon. So we'll pull that out and let it wiggle away. And you'll notice the control panel here for the autopilots are all blank. Now the IRSs have been aligned, what we can do is look up, pitch trim. Control panel here for the autopilots are all blank. Now the IRSs have been aligned, what we can do is look up, pitch trim 1, 2 goes on, yaw damper 1 and 2 both go on, and ATS both go on as well.
Oh.
And that then gives us power to the autopilot system. Press DH, set -5, do the same for the first officer's side. Make sure the first officer's instruments are the same as well. There is a setting in the EFB. For you to link those if you wish. And while we're here, we're going to set our initial climb based upon what we have on the charts. So Samba 1 Romeo departure, runway 23 right at Manchester. It's initial climb to...
Okay, it's pretty simple to fly.
set 5,000 on the box, and don't forget the runway heading as well, which in this case...
I don't care about the runway heading.
Now let's put all of this performance data.
Okay, so CTAF for 126.7. I got TARA. There you go.
Into the FMS. We need...
Says GPS temporary loss. Oh. Let's not use my yoke. Well, that's right. There's some bad storms going on right now. Oh no.
to look at what get to 1,207 any of the speed on board 180 knot. Allow us to focus on the you can see 5 as well. So we're going to use 2,000 for today.
Man, using 2,000.
We're just going to fly offline as a bit of basic IFR traffic. We have NDBs for the departure. You want to tune that in here and make sure that the correct one is highlighted.
Oh, Gotha.
Indicate which one is on. And if you have any VORs, you can tune them in as well. So you can pop the pilot 2 to VOR if you want. Great. EFB, which is struck B, and then to Bovington, which is the transition into our arrival procedure at Heathrow. On the charts here at this airport particularly, if you look down on the stars, there's additional instructions for initial approach from Bovington. We need to pin that because it impacts what we do at Bovington prior to commencing the approach. Otherwise there's a big gap and we have to kind of know what we're doing at this point. It's certainly useful on Vatsim. So Bovington 126 degrees down to central London over the Thames and then routing over.
I hate that
London,
fucking thing.
turning around onto final approach at 3,000 and then in.
Why isn't it not allowed?
Bovington. Select the runway first, then the transition, then the start.
Why is it not allowed? No, let's restart. I want to restart because I want to get this in the
We're
air.
just going to go through here.
We're going to follow step by step. I'm going to learn how to fly a damn plane. If I stream tomorrow, it'll be late. Who's messaging me? Good, nobody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a different spot to park at. I had working with the dermatologist yesterday. How can I say? What I'm saying. Okay, we're gonna start from the beginning. I don't care about that.
Before we go any further with the EFB, we're now going to bring the systems alive on the aeroplane. So, for that, we're just going to maneuver the camera and we're going to look at the overhead panel. And you can see external power has a veil next to it. So we're going to go ahead and press that and the aircraft comes to life. So, battery 1, 2 and 3, pop those back to automatic.
Alright.
And galley shed is on at the moment, but it's fine. After engines start, we will turn the galley power on like so. But for now, the more important stuff, nav 1, or ADRS 1 to nav, ADRS 2 to nav, ADRS 3 to nav. We can see on the left all the spoiler and speed brake hydraulic systems, pitch field rudder travel, slats, flaps, servos, all low pressure and faulting. That's fine. The hydraulic systems there, low pressure. That's all okay. We're going to pop the nav lights on to show that we've got power to the aeroplane down in the external lights section of the overhead panel. And we can pop the window heaters on as well. Currently, probe heat can stay off as well. And then down here, emergency exit lights onto arm. We can pop the standby compass light on if we wish. And we can see the green lines of the aircraft's overhead panel show you the flow of each bit, whether it be power or hydraulics or air going through the packs on the overhead panel. So, currently none of the packs are on, and you can see pack 1 and pack 2 are faulting, and crossfeed bleed is on as well. When we get the APU on in a little while, we'll see the APU bleed come online, and that green line will then illuminate inboard tanks valves up here. So it's a really good way of understanding the systems underneath the aeroplane and how they interact with various systems by looking at these green lines and looking. On the left, just above the captain's heads, you've got the no smoking signs, pop them on automatic, and after fueling we'll pop the seatbelt signs on. For now, we can make sure we've got all our lights set up accordingly. So down here we've got the Twizzly dial underneath the rudder trim. That's going to allow us to set up some of our lights for the pedestal and the panel and the overhead lights. And then we've also got, just to the side of the FCU, the PFD brightness screen and the nav display contrast and brightness as well. So spend a little time just setting it up depending on the lighting conditions outside and how you want it set in the aeroplane as well. We clear the master caution just in case we get any others, and we can turn our attention now to the FMC. So align IRS, those 3 IRS switches we've just clicked, they're ready to align, but they're not yet going to start the align process because we need to give it a little bit of information first. Like a lot of other aeroplanes in the sim, we've got to initially tell the aeroplane where we think we are. So we are at Manchester, Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, and we're going to fly to London Heathrow, Echo Golf Lima Lima. So we'll hit that button, press return, and then Align IRS becomes visible. We're going to press the 4th button down on the right hand side alongside Align IRS. And because we've clicked it in the memos now, IRS in Align. So we're going to work away and get all of that sorted out. In the meantime, press menu, ACARS, and with that SimBrief integration that we've been speaking about already, we can request SimBrief. Bingo.
Hmm.
Alternate Bournemouth. And then we can just go ahead and put in other bits of data around the flight plan that it's installed or uploaded in. Then we can go ahead and put in any data that is missing from our flight plan that is just uploaded into the FMC. So, if integration within this, meaning we can display it in a nice format for you folks watching the tutorial. Cost index up here of 15, as we can see. Average cruise winds, average ice.
I know I'll do this one.
All of this we should be familiar with from various other aeroplanes in the in the sim that we've been enjoying for the last couple of years. FinRes plus alternate is 4.036 or 4036, which is basically just 4.0. 4.1 if you really want to round it up would be good. And a block fuel 9246. Initially though, we want to look at our routing. So, runway 23
Okay.
right, Samba on Romeo to Samba, November 859 to Honolulu, and then the Honolulu 1 hotel. Super simple route, and it all fits on the FMS, or the FMC, here on one page. So to import the rest of it, the SID and the star,
I'm already ahead of you on that one.
there's our departure. Up to Samba, clear that, and then we've got the routing through Utuxa down to Honolulu, and then Heathrow. With the weather at Heathrow at the moment, we can select the star. We're going to select runway 27 right, because that's what they're actually using in real life at Heathrow at the moment, and we're going to select Bovingdon. Now how do we know that? Well, if we go to the chart, impacts what we do. So we can commit to that. Bovingdon, EFB. We're going to get a pop-up on. Okay, happy with that. So, turning our attention back to that EFB. Weight and balance. So we're going to now load the aircraft based on what we've done on SimBrief. Update from SimBrief. That tells us what we want to have based on our SimBrief flight plan. And now we apply load to aircraft.
Okay.
We're going to get a pop-up on the right-hand side. There it is, fueling the aircraft, complete in 4 minutes 35. We just press finish now. It will do it
I'll get that.
immediately for us, which is rather good. We're going to look at this data, and we're going to work back to the init page, init B, and we're going to pop block fuel, 0 fuel weight by just selecting the buttons, and we should get a match here based on what we can see on the EFB. So block 9.2, 0 fuel weight 1173, gross weight for takeoff 126.1.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
If you want to change the taxi fuel for shorter taxis, we can press 0.2 and change that accordingly. What it will then do is recalculate the takeoff gross weight 126.3 to account for the lower taxi fuel usage, and that will then allow us to be a little bit more careful with our takeoff performance. And there's the 0 fuel weight centre of gravity 30.9 at the very bottom of the right hand side. And that all matches up pretty well. Thinking about that modes that we selected earlier on, whether we have realistic or fast or off. If you select off, you don't need to worry about this. It's worth checking every now and again, just in case that setting gets toggled back for whatever reason and the APU is burning oil, or you're losing some hydraulic fluids, or the tyres need replacing. So you can just press through the maintenance schedule any of these buttons here to service the relevant parts of the aircraft that might need a bit of attention. And the maintenance panels section here allows you to open the engine cowlings and things, and bring in things as well. Surface runway, so 23 right at Manchester. And it's also synced in our weights, flap selection, which we can click to change as we wish. and then the modes of air conditioning and anti-icing as well, depending on whether they're on or off. We can hit calculate, making sure all the data is correct first. It's not. You may have noticed the surface is dry and it's clearly raining. So we'll click that button there on the surface, conditions to wet, and now look at the difference between V1 rotate and V2 when we recalculate. There we go. While we're here and we're thinking about inputting our performance data, we're going to also set our altimeter accordingly. So you can either press the keybind of B, which a lot of people like to use, or you can turn your attention to your altimeter and you can set your QNH accordingly. Big rule here is high to low, down you go. We talk about it all the time, because if you go from standard pressure, which is QNH of 1013, to an area of very low pressure like we have at the UK currently, quite all blank, both there, so you can find yourself very low quite quickly. While we're looking at this, we're then going to cage the standby horizon, so we'll pull that out and let it wiggle away.
Okay,
You'll
wiggle,
notice
wiggle.
the flight control
Yeah,
here
man.
for the autopilots are all blank. Now the IRSs have been aligned, what we can do is look up, pitch trim 1 and 2 goes on, yaw damper 1 and 2 both go on, and ATS both go on as well. And that then gives us power to the autopilot system.
Oh my god, there it works.
DH, set -5, do the same for the first officer's side. Make sure the first officer's instruments are the same as well. There is a setting in the EFB for you to link those if you wish. And while we're here, we're going to set our initial climb based upon what we have on the charts. So Samba 1 Romeo departure, runway 23 right at Manchester. It's initial climb to 5,000 feet. So we set 5,000 on the box, and don't forget the runway heading as well, which in this case is 231. Now let's put all of this performance data into the FMS. We need to look at what altitude we wish to reduce our thrust by. So a lot of aircraft, a lot of airports in the UK and a lot around the world, to be fair, have different noise abatement procedures. The basics are one of two options, either 1,000 feet above ground level or 1,500 feet above ground level. To keep it super simple, we'll just use 1,000 foot above ground level, which is 270 feet, 1,270, and we will pop that into the various
I don't care.
altitude boxes like so. What that means,
That's right,
is
actually.
as we get to 1,270 feet on our pressure altimeter, with the local QNH tuned in, the nose is going to go down, pitch down slightly. The aeroplane's then going to try and accelerate from its initial climb speed of V2 plus 10 to its normal climb speeds, based upon any of the other requirements of the SIDS that you might have, like speed restrictions, for example. So we're then going to now put in V1 rotate and the V2 speeds. V1 on the box is 152, and rotate is 153. V2 is 163, and it says there FCU, so that's because it's asking us to set it based upon the value here. So we're going to set 163, which is our V2. Then we're going to press the little up arrow to illuminate preset, and depending on the departure, you might have speed restrictions. If you do, you would set it as a preset, so for example 180 knots, but we don't on this departure. So what we're going to do is set 250, because we have that speed restriction of 250 knots below 10,000 feet.
What?
So we've been to illuminate preset, and depending on the departure, you might have speed restrictions. If you do, you would set it as a preset, so for example 180 knots, but we don't on this departure. So what we're going to do is set 250. You might have speed. We're going to set 163. V2 is 163, and it says there FCU. So that's because it's asking us to set it based upon the value here. So we're going to set 163, which is our V2. Then we're going to press the little up arrow to illuminate preset. And depending on the departure, you might have speed restrictions. If you do, you would
Whatever.
set it as a preset. So for example,
Was that
180 knots. But we don't on this departure. So what we're going to do is set 250 speed of the TRP. Preset and displayed 250. So speed, altitude, heading select and decision heights all set. What we can also do is match the landing elevation here just above the TRP to the closest possible match for the airport elevation, and we can select flex and set the flex to match that of the EFB, which is 63. Like so.
How do you do that?
Like so. So with that, we've got our flight plan input, we've done init A and init B. What we can also now look at is progress page. We're going to do this now as prep because it will allow us to focus on the arrival a little bit more, this short flight. We're going to look at descent forecast. So the airplane wants to know what winds it might experience prior to top of descent, and that will then give you an idea of what the descent forecast might be. So if you look at your OFP and you scroll further down, what you'll notice is this little wind information box which you can see and use. Effectively select whichever altitudes you think are relevant for your flight in the descent forecast box and input them accordingly. So 48. So
I ain't doing all that. That's just too much. I want to see engine start. That's all I care about.
setup of this aircraft, then you need to make sure quickly. So we've refueled, seatbelt signs go on. Let's turn all the tanks on. We're going to turn the APU master switch on. Wait for 3 seconds just to make sure we don't have any master cautions or warnings in relation to problems with the APU. And then we're going to press the start button. Down here, we've got a couple of different mode switches for this screen here below the gear selector lever. We're going to select APU and we're going to watch it fire up. Initially, it will spool up and it will get to a point where it's near to 100% N1 and it will become available, in which case we're going to look back up into the overhead panel. It takes roughly 2 minutes to get it fired up.
You did a wing wets. I'm just doing this quickly. I just want to get up in the air.
But once it's ready and you get that little available message, you can look up here. Avail is illuminated next to the start selector switch as well for the APU, and we're going to turn the APU bleed on, and what we're going to see is that
Oh yeah.
flow of green lights now begin to work its way up this panel, as we spoke about a little earlier on. So it gives you an idea of what is happening to the aeroplane behind that flight deck door. APU bleed on. There we go. Pack 1. Bleed crossfeed. Pack 2.
Oh, they're
Really
already.
nice to see that in action, isn't it? For those of you who are using GSX or whatever else you're using, prepare for pushback and departure is what you want to use next. And then you select whether you need icing or not. While the tug gets connected, we can go to ground equipment and we can toggle the GPU off. We're going to hear some clicks, and that's the aircraft getting rid of the external power and reverting to the APU. So we can press external power off. There's that little click.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And then the GPU gets removed. And we're going to close any doors that still remain open for whatever reason.
Bypass pin inserted.
First, let me do something quick. I'm gonna make camera.
Departure checks completed.
Show you guys external pilot, co-pilot. So let's see. Da da da. Oh, sorry, guys.
Locking gear.
We got all 0. Make. Like, say Control Alt 1. This is my favorite part, doing next. There you go. All 5. Roll 6. There you go. Okay. Ready to go. I think we're ready to go.
APU running, park brake on, seatbelts on, no smoking on, TCAS standby. We've checked all of our data. We're happy everything's set up, ready to go, and our QNH is set correctly as well.
Locking gear.
While that's happening, we close the flight deck door. Looking up in the overhead panel, that cockpit door light that was shown unlocked earlier on is now off, showing that it's disengaged, and the flight deck door's closed. And we can pop the beacon light on.
Commencing push.
So depending on our taxi or our pushback instructions, we're going to
But I think
face north or whatever it might be, depending on where you're flying, and we're going to press face south in this case today.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, so we're clear left and right, and we can either use a toggle or we can click that button there to release the parking brake. Now, engines start. We've got to make sure we've got APU bleed on. We already do. Otherwise, not very much is going to happen. We're going to now select ignition mode, A or B. Alternate them for each day that you're flying, potentially. It's a good way of looking after the systems. And we're going to start engine 2 first with that start 2 in ARM. We'll select it. Now goes to start 2 open, and we want to make sure we've got the engine screen up. We monitor that, and we're monitoring the N2 of engine 2. As that reaches and passes 20% like it's about to, we're monitoring all of this in case we get problems. Through 20%, engine 2 fuel control lever to run. Now we're squirting fuel into the engine. We monitor that, and we're monitoring the end light that was shown unlocked earlier on is now
Please set parking
off,
brake.
showing that it's disengaged,
Waiting your confirmation
and the flight
for
deck
good
door's
engine
closed.
start.
And we can pop the beacon light on. So depending on our taxi or our pushback instructions, we're going to get face south or face north, or whatever it might be, depending on where you're flying, and we're going to press face south in this case today. The user south in this case today.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, so we're clear left.
oh my, that's
right,
stupid.
And we can either use a toggle or we can click that button there to release the parking brake. Now, engines start. We've got to make sure we've got APU bleed on. We already do. Otherwise, not very
Oh, I'm
much
so
is going to
stupid.
happen. We're going to now select ignition mode, A or B. Alternate them for each day that you're flying, potentially. It's a good way of looking after the systems. And we're going to start engine 2 first with that start 2 in ARM. We'll select it. Now goes to start 2 open, and we want to make sure we've got the engine screen up. We monitor that, and we're monitoring the N2 of engine 2. As that reaches and passes 20% like it's about to, we're monitoring all of this in case we get problems. Through 20%, engine 2 fuel control lever to run. Now we're squirting fuel into the engine. They're the packs transferring across themselves. And once engine 2 is stabilised, we're going to look back up and start one. Still continuing to follow the GSX announcements and requests from the ground controller as we're doing this as well. We're going to repeat all the same steps. So through 20%, fuel control lever goes to run, and we start her up.
It sounds so nice, actually.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Continuous read and show us that ground pin. If you don't have GSX, of course, then it won't happen. Once that's all done then, and both the engines are stable,
Cockpit to ground.
we're going to move
We have a
the
good engine
ignition
start. You can
start
disconnect.
switch to continuous relight. We can see that the packs are being powered currently. We can pop the APU bleed off. They both transfer instantly to engine 1 and 2. The crossfeed closes automatically, and while that's happening we can turn the probe heat off as well. Galley power can go back on, and it's like a lot of Airbus aircraft, you want to make sure you haven't got any white lights. Currently in the version that I've got, I can't do anything with the oxygen supply, so that's just something to bear in mind. And then the APU master switch can be switched off.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
We're then going to select the flaps for departure.
Left
We're
is
going to
clear,
use slats 15,
right is
flaps
clear.
15. And while that's happening, we're going to press the recall button. We're going to have a look to make sure we've got status. While that's happening, we're going to dean flaps 15. Select the flaps for departure. We're going to use slats 15, flaps 15. And while that's happening, we're going to press the recall button. We're going to have a look to make sure we've got status normal. And then that will reset itself. While we're looking at it, order brake max, and then down here, ground spoilers or speed brake armed. And then flight control checks. So, we're going to press the flight control button. Looking at this screen, we're going to make sure all of our flight controls are full and free. So first right, we can see all the deflections there, back to neutral, then left, back to neutral, elevators all the way back to neutral. We're looking at the little arrows there, all the way forwards, back to neutral, and then the rudder. We want to test the deflections all the way to the left and the right, like the rest of the flight controls, making sure you return to steering, and it'll be quite auto throttle, and then count for the wind as well.
All right.
And then just stare at that flight director, folks. Let's just stare at that, because the aeroplane's going to want to follow that. Unless the nav data's wrong, which it is. Positive rate, gear up. And we can start to clean the aircraft up already. Now if you notice it's a bit incorrect, for whatever reason, what you can do is go to heading select mode and pop your autopilot on. Pop your DH off. And then look down here, we're going to go, if we do a right turn now to follow the noise abatement procedures, as per the charts, we want to go 273. So this has changed our plan a little bit. We're going to go 273 degrees and then we're going to go towards Tably. So we can go direct, Tably, insert, nav. Now the aeroplane is going to steer us back to Tably on this departure as we climb up with no visibility at all. A lot of rain. Flaps are 0, 0. What we can do is disarm the speed brake. And looks like we're going to get a bit of a breakout here in a moment. So point in case, it's always worth double checking the route data, the nav data that you've got to ensure that what you
Must pay
want it
attention.
to do is correct. And if not, don't be worried. This is a perfect point that we've just made. If you've briefed the charts and you're ready to fly as per the charts, when you notice something's going a little bit incorrect, then you can just go to a different mode. So instead of flying on nav, we can just press heading select, we can fly the headings and try and replicate those charts as best as we can with very little stress. Next things for after departure, we want to make sure that the limiter mode has automatically gone to auto and the limiting mode there is on climb, CL, and then we can flick that gear lever one notch down to the neutral position to turn the hydraulics off. We're level at 5,000 and we're working out through the SID quite nicely. We can pop the runway turn-off lights off if we wish. As we're still going through a load of cloud and possible icing conditions, we're going to leave the engine start mode selector switches to continuous for now, and if we want to, we can pop the wing anti-ice on as well, just to be on the safe side. So to have a little look at what we've just done on the charts, initially we took off 3 DME, we should have started a slight right turn to 273 degrees to 5 DME and then left round to Tably. We noticed quite quickly, probably about 4 miles, a bit delayed because I'm talking about everything that we're doing as we're doing it. We then reverted to heading mode and flew this little dog leg that heads us out 273 degrees, before then the left turn to Tably, and now we're on our way to Samba. 5,000 is the limit at Samba. Let's look at the alt select and we'll wind her up to 19, and then we can go back to prof mode for it to follow the VNAV. Engines are spooling up, back into the climb, and as we cross our transition altitude, which on the charts is 5,000 feet for the departure at Manchester, we're going to make sure we pull to standard pressure. And look at that big jump in altitude there, folks. Incredible, isn't it? And that's the difference that air pressure can make between standard and local QNH. So we've just gained a lot of altitude, but on the descent into Heathrow, we're going to lose a lot of altitude as well. And then we're just going to monitor everything as we make our way up. have a little tinker with some of the modes. Once you're clear of any cloud or any icing or any turbulence, set that ignition mode selector to off. Icing as required. And through 10,000 feet, as we cross
Nice fucking plane.
we can pop all of the landing lights off as well. And the wing lights aren't going to do too much for us today. So we'll pop those off. There we are, through that little tunnel. Wonderful. In profile mode, aircraft's recognised passing 10,000, pitch down slightly, and we're going to begin to accelerate to our climb speed, which indicates there of 314 knots, which is quite fast, isn't it? You can see the auto brake's already disarmed itself as well, and we are on our way, rather nicely, to London Heathrow. When you're happy, you're away from any turbulence and cloud, pop those seatbelt signs off. Oh, that breakthrough. Fantastic. And clean the aircraft up accordingly. And there you go. Pushback engine start, taxi, takeoff and climb in the Unibuild's A300. I hope you found this one useful. Hit like and subscribe, share your thoughts, any tips and tricks down in the comments below as always. Join us for the next episode as we blast our way towards London Heathrow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
I like it. I won't fly it all the time, but I won't fly for a while. But all right, guys, I'm gonna head out, go to bed. Peace.